Hey guys, welcome to the Mr. Maple Show. I'm Matt. I got a special guest with me here today. I've got Kate joining me for a 10 at 10. Tim's gone fishing, so we got to hold it down without him.
Somebody's got to do it, you know? Welcome to the 10 at 10 video. Make sure that you hit the like button, subscribe, and share with your friends and family so they can join in on the fun.
Oh my gosh, we appreciate it, guys. We've been growing this channel so much. We're getting really close to 20,000 subs, so we're creeping in on that pretty quick. We really appreciate you all joining that Maple Mafia. Hit that bell too. That's the easiest way to get notified. Sometimes if you're subscribed, you won't see every time we load a video. Today is the 10 at 10. This is for June 27th of 2023. I think we got some real treasures for you here on the table, guys, or on the cart to the mule. I think you're gonna like this one. Let's get into it a little bit. What we got down here first?
Starting with the Higashiyama. So this is an awesome, awesome tree. We've got a couple of them for you to look at. One of my favorite things about this is how the leaves come out. They just look so pretty in the springtime. They sometimes have like a little bit of a pink or kind of also like a tangerine color on the outside, the lining of the leaf, but it also can turn to like a cream color in the summertime. And then come fall, that turns like to an orange color, right? Yeah,
you can get some real nice oranges to reds on that in the fall. Now you may not know this, but you know, Mr. Maple was named after my father. That was a nickname people called Dad back in the day. The reason our symbol is Higashiyama is because it's Mama Maple's favorite tree. So Higashiyama is her favorite plant. The name in Japanese actually means red and colorful. So red and changeful. So it's got a lot of going on in there. Like she was saying, that bright pink accent really picks up that spring color. We're a little bit more at the creamier stage right now. Really a showy plant. Now, Higashiyama is one you want to prune out any all-green reversion on, but this makes an excellent tree, and that spring color is outstanding. It's one that, you know, doesn't last long here on Mr. Maple. We've got really distinctly variegated plants. You're not going to get any all-green leaves in these. Really good-looking plants to start out with, and Acer palmatum, Higashiyama.
Definitely a great tree.
Let's grab the one out of the back there. I think we got Higashiyama.
Yeah.
Hiding around back here. Guys, this is the orange Higashiyama. Hanazu is that bright orangey yellow in the spring. Starts out a little more orange, then gets a little bit more yellow shades to it.
Yeah, it also kind of turns to an orange-red in the fall, right?
Yeah, really good fall colors. You know, sessilifolium, so it has that kind of angel hair feather leaf to it. So it kind of looks like little feathers on all the leaves, which I think looks pretty cool.
Yeah, it's definitely unique shape and size too. I mean, they're all a little different than a lot of the other trees that we have here.
This one is a great way to add yellow in the garden. So you're subbing for Tim. You can do the yellow dance today because I'm not.
I don't know what the yellow dance is.
Tim's somewhere fishing yellow dancing right now because of Higashiyama. Guys, this one's really fun. I do like that it's a dense, short habit to it too. So it tends to be more full and compact. We do have a full cultivar breakdown coming on this one. We filmed at a massive specimen of this in Oregon at a Don Schmidt nursery. So stay tuned for that if it isn't already up. But always sells out, always popular, Higashiyama.
Yeah, definitely add this one to your collection, guys.
Pairs really nicely with this next one here.
Which is our Dark Knight.
Ooh.
This tree, oh my goodness. So one of my most favorite parts about this tree is the veining in all of the leaves. So you have a lot of different colors. You can see some of the older growth is more of the dark green color, like down at the bottom. The newer growth, the stuff that it's fleshing out, is going to be more of the reds and really purple colors. It is absolutely stunning. Oh,
I'm a huge fan of this one too. I say it on every tree. People are starting to say in the comments, I'm a huge fan of this 10 at 10 because I say every single play, I'm like, I'm a huge fan of this. That's my go-to, I guess. But Dark Knight, got the Batman vibes going on.
Totally.
You know, the Dark Knight's Batman. We always put yellow utility belts on them if you hadn't noticed. Super dark, one of the new ghosts. So this is going to be in that new ghost series by Talon Buchholz. Got that ghost series vibes going on here. One of the darkest reticulated plants. So you can almost get some like blackish looking older growth on it. Really nice in that summer because like she was saying, that new growth still has a lot of really dark purple vibes going on there, that deep maroon. Early spring, the whole tree is incredibly dark with reticulated variegation and a really bold to then bright scarlety red in the fall.
Yeah, it almost looks like three trees in one.
Yeah, it's super colorful. Yeah. It's one of those ones that really puts a lot of contrast on with itself. And put this near Higashiyama, that'd be a really cool pairing.
Yeah. The next one we have is the Asiyake.
Yeah, so this one is an introduction by our friend Neil. We'll give his screen name. He's got another alias, but Neil Ramsey. He's an actor. So many of you know Neil if you're watching. Neil sent us some scions on Asiyake. It's a tree he named himself. I've had some really incredible color patterns on this. I've had some seasons where it was really bright yellow. as a lace leaf, really showing out some really cool yellow colors. What's most consistent is a bit of a border with a yellowish eye to it.
Oh,
so you can
cool.
kind of get a red-purple border going on with a yellow eye. Sometimes in sun, I've had it be really bright yellow though.
And they're really heat tolerant too, aren't they?
Yeah, this one's gonna work zones 5 through 9 and make that low cascading umbrella shape, typically about 4 feet tall by about 5 feet wide in 10 years.
Okay, yeah. So
Great candidate for a container garden as well.
okay, yeah, that's awesome. Let's definitely add that to the container list. Next on our group here is the Baton Rouge. This tree is super awesome. I love coral bark trees. They're one of my favorites. If you've seen any of my other top 5 videos, I pretty much have a coral bark on every single one. We can add this guy to the list.
Your top 5s are killing it. So we had to get her back in here for a 10 at 10. You guys love when she gets on camera and talks to you about maples, so we appreciate her joining in. Baton Rouge is really popular in Louisiana for some reason.
Well, it's like
yeah,
something with the name. Maybe,
right.
I don't know.
It's from Texas, actually. You know, Baton Rouge in French means red stick or red twig. Excellent heat-tolerant tree. So this one was found down in almost 30 minutes north of Houston. So it was an exceptionally heat-tolerant tree. When Tim and I found that, we drove all the way down there to get scions and get some plants. And it has been one of the highest heat-performing of any of our Japanese maples, but especially our coral bark. So one other interesting feature on Baton Rouge is sometimes you can get more of a reddish fall color, where most of your coral barks tend to be more yellow. This one gets some orange to red kind of hits going on there.
Yeah, and is it true for most of the coral barks that like the new growth on the actual stem is going to be a little bit brighter red than?
Oh yeah, yeah. This one is one of the more intense ones too. Now, giving it some sunlight, you'll actually get better colors. We're at our drabbest time of the year for that bark interest.
Yeah.
So getting it out, those cool winters, the sunlight, you'll actually get better reds if it's not in a greenhouse. But it doesn't lose it. But it is its most green bark time of the year right now.
Yeah, that makes sense. I love these trees. They're so pretty. And they're sturdy, you know? Choose a sturdy tree. What's next?
We got a really cool dwarf. Next up on the table, we've got Otto Heime. Now, this is another compact one in that Hime style. Very cool, compact. It's going to be similar to Kiyo Hime with a little bit more of a reddish to larger leaf. So the leaf is slightly larger than several of the other ones like Kapersi Dwarf or some of those other Hime forms. But it's going to be in that family for sure. It definitely is a slow growing dwarf that kind of makes a mound in kind of a toadstool-like shape.
I like that shape. When they leaf out in the spring, are they orange or yellow?
So what this will actually have is more of a bordered variegation to it. So it's not actually variegated, but you'll get like a greenish eye with a dark red border on there.
Oh, okay, cool.
So each leaf is kind of ordained. It has a little border all the way around each little leaf. Now it has some of the larger leaves of like that Kiyo Hime family, but they're still tiny leaves. They're not going to be full-size palmatum leaves, making this one stand out, you know, in the bonsai collection. So if you're a bonsai gardener, we always let people know these are grafted, but you can always do rooted cuttings of these. Kind of a highly sought after, rare one. You don't see Otto Heime as frequently as Kiyo Hime and Murasaki Kiyo Hime. And it is similar. It does share a lot of similarities with those. But I think it's got enough that stands out that especially if you're a dwarf Japanese maple collector, it's a must-have.
Yeah, so great for containers, great for bonsai. Go for it.
Yeah, this one's one you can put under the windowsill too and not worry about it, you know, outgrowing the space for you.
All right, next we have the Herbst Fuhrer. This, sorry about that. This tree is awesome. I love, love, love the color that it changes to in the fall. I remember this from last fall being one of my favorites to come and see in the greenhouses. Red-orange color. New leafing out in the summer and spring flush is probably going to be what, yellow and orange?
Yeah, it can get some little kind of hues over that. I mean, typically it's more of a green, but you can get some flushes of definite like blushing. Yeah. Is probably the best way to describe it, of kind of an orangey to almost reddish color.
Yeah.
It does tend to be more green overall. I like this one a lot, guys, for the south. Now, a lot of circinatums do better in the Pacific Northwest. I've got a 25-foot Herbst Fuhrer in my parents' garden that I planted. Incredible in the fall. I mean, the fall is really where it shines. It's likely a palmatum X circinatum, so it's a little more durable than some of the other circinatums.
Always good to have good bloodlines, right?
Oh, this is a crazy one. I'm a huge fan of this one, and it's really durable. Like I can't stress that enough. Don't be afraid to grow this circinatum if you're in the south. It has enough palmatum in it that it really puts that vigor into the plant, and those fall oranges can rival Hogyoku. It is an amazing fall color plant.
Very cool.
And a fast grower. I've typically got over a foot of growth a year on this one.
So yeah, if you're looking for something to get a little taller, a little quicker, that's a great option for you.
All right, next up we've got Acer palmatum Higashiyama. You guys love this one. Again, they're going to be greener this time of the year. We're doing this video in June. In the greenhouse, this one's going to be more green. It doesn't revert. This one is one of my crazy favorite variegated plants that we grow. an older Japanese cultivar that I think especially brings it in the early spring.
I love that. This one also has really neat leaf shape to it. Like I love the edges of the shape of the leaves. I love that there's a lot of different colors throughout the year. When it's leaves out in the spring, is it a yellow color or is it an orange?
So this one in the early spring will have a reticulated variegation to it, almost like a ghost series.
Oh, okay.
So it's got like pinks on white, on reds. There's so many colors going on. You really can't describe it as one color. Now in the greenhouse, they can blend up just a little bit in the heat. They'll be more colorful in the ground. You'll be surprised, this one can't revert. I've never had Higashiyama revert. Some seasons you'll get a little greener in the later part of the summer. It's often referred to as the popcorn maple because when it's first leafing out, it looks crazy. Like it unfurls, looks like little hands coming out.
Oh man,
it's a funky one. Now it is another fast grower at over a foot to a foot and a half of growth a year.
Wow, awesome. So that's two really good fast growers as an option for your yard.
Another one too that's really good for bonsai. So if you want something really weird for bonsai, think about a Higashiyama.
Okay, cool.
Oh, got another cool one here.
Yep, Nanyet. So this is the Nanyet. I think what's so awesome about it is it's really kind of similar, in my mind anyway, to the Higashiyama. It's got like these curly kind of shaped leaves.
Right.
Higashiyama is one of my favorite trees, y'all. It's fantastic. It looks like curly kale. Like I don't know how else to describe it, but the leaves themselves are almost rough to the texture, but they're curly and they're just so unique. It's a really cool looking tree.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. This one is, we actually just recently did a Lions family showcase, and we threw this one at the end as the bonus member of the Lions Head family because it definitely gives you those Higashiyama vibes. I like this one. It's almost like you took Higashiyama and Aoyagi and perfectly married the two trees together. Because what you get with this is that lime green bark, that intense yellow color of Aoyagi with some Higashiyama-like foliage, because you kind of get that curled, ruffled look to it.
Yeah.
And really cool plant. It's a funny name. Nanyet actually comes from my late friend Bob Baltzer named it after his wife Nancy.
Oh.
And so he took Nan from Nancy and then Yet's a Busa, and so you get Nanyet. Bit of a misnomer of the name, but you know, it's his tree. He gets to call it whatever he wants, in my opinion. But really cool. When we were visiting Bob, we said, "Hey, what's your favorite introduction?" He introduced Alpenweiss, and we said, "What do you wish you'd introduced?" Well, this was the cool plant he took us to that he wished he'd introduced.
I like it. I think it's a great one. I would absolutely put one in my yard right next to my Higashiyama so they can hang out because they're both curly kale trees in my mind.
Right? It definitely gives you some of those Higashiyama aesthetics. A little bit more stretched out, but you definitely get that crinkled leaf. Just super unique. Not one you see common in the trade. I know Bob got this out to us and Talon Buckholz, and so pretty much all of them have come from one of those two sources that are in the trade. But really cool plant. Even in those winter months when you're out of leaf, you're going to get more of a lime green bark interest to this one. So pairs really nicely with something like that Baton Rouge because you've got a real lime green colored bark.
Yeah, definitely go for the variation in your yard, right?
All right, I got a big one hiding out back here. We're bringing this one in 1 and 3s. He's a little wet, so he might look a little droopy. But this is the Liquid Ambar Slender Silhouette. So this is that tall, skinny, slender silhouette named by our good friend Don Shadow. And what this is extremely quick growing, but all columnar growth for a sweet gum.
Yeah, they grow to like 50 or 60 feet. I mean, that is a huge, tall tree. The good thing though, it's not going to get super wide. It's going to stay in that tall cylinder. So if you want to get a couple of these and create, you know, some type of a barrier in some way, it'd be awesome to add to your yard.
Michael Steinhardt had that going on in his garden. I went and visited his garden one time, and he had a whole border of these where he had put like 14 of them, probably no more than like 3 feet apart, but they'd grown together. But it was like this huge 20-foot hedge of Slender Silhouettes. Super fun plant, tough as nails, as you know, with sweet gums. Now, once this one starts getting established and gets rooted in, it's not uncommon for it to put on 2.5, 3 feet of growth a year.
Wow.
So you get that columnar interest in the garden right away.
Yeah.
And one great thing about that is it makes the whole garden larger. You get the eyes going up. You get that vertical interest in the garden without a lot of width. Yeah. But yeah, Slender Silhouette coming back. We've got 3 gallons on this one and 1 gallons.
Awesome. That's a great option for your yard too, guys.
So guys, this is the 10 at 10 again for June 27th of 2023. We appreciate you jumping in here. As always, we appreciate our international community. We can't ship to you guys, but y'all are awesome. We appreciate you watching our channel and being part of the Maple Mafia still. As always, if we did well, make sure to subscribe to our channel. Special thanks to Kate for hopping in here. I mean, Tim's gone fishing. I think she carried him. We'll let us know in the comment section if she carried Tim and then some, because, hey, we might not even need Tim here in the 10 at 10 videos anymore. we appreciate you hopping in on this one.
Thanks, Matt. Good.
Thanks so much for joining us today, guys. Take care
God bless.
and have a great day.